In 1976 and 1977, Mark Stebbins, Jill Robinson, Christine Mahich, and Timothy King were abducted. They were held for days and murdered, where their bodies were found scattered in different places. Their killer, known as the Oakland County Killer, was never identified and put to justice.
The Oakland County Child Killer case is one of the most notorious unsolved murder cases in the country.
As we approach the 40-year mark in this tragic case, one father is launching a new website, hoping to bring a killer or killers to justice.
Well, next Monday marks 40 years to the day that the first victim of the Oakland County Child Killer was abducted.
The things that those poor kids went through.
When Mike Stebbins' little brother Mark vanished on February 15th, 1976, Mike's life violently changed course.
Tragic loss. Now I'm all alone.
Mark Stebbins was just 12 years old when, after a game of pool with his brother at the American Legion Hall in Ferndale, he headed home to watch a movie. But Mark never made it to their house.
Tonight, our look into the cold case of the Oakland County Child Killer takes us on a road trip to North Fox Island in northern Michigan. Police were investigating a child pornography ring on the island back in 1977. Now, just months after 3 Oakland County children were killed and just weeks before another, Timothy King, was abducted.
The pornography operation was run by a man with ties to Metro Detroit, and police were anxious to find out if he was involved in those serial killings.
Yeah, one theory in the Oakland County Child Killer case is that it was part of a group of wealthy pedophiles who were trafficking in child pornography and groomed underage kids who became victims. A massive investigation led to 2 people, Frank Sheldon of Grosse Pointe, who owned much of North Fox Island, and Jerry Richards, a teacher in Port Huron who recruited young boys to fly to the island on field trips.
Francis Sheldon was born into wealth and prominence. His father was a real estate developer who built Rosedale Park and Grosse Pointe Farms, I believe.
His family was very wealthy and owned major properties in the city of Detroit. He had property on North Fox Island.
Frank Sheldon was introduced to us as Mr. Richards' uncle. This is my Uncle Frank. So, oh, okay, well, this is Frank, and Frank owns the island and whatever, and we're, you know. So.
I remember getting on the plane, I was so excited. Me and Mike, and there's 2 other kids. I think one was a grade above us, and one was a grade below us, if I remember correctly. And I remember landing, I remember getting our stuff, getting our cabin, and, you know, within an hour, we were naked on the beach. That's just how it was. If you live on an island, this is how they do it, in islands. So. And there's cameras, you know, a lot, all over the place, really.
It's just because of the trust and innocence that children have, and for someone to steal that away from them, you're basically taking part of their life away, and it's not fair.
I was angry at the school, because how could you hire this man and bring him into our school? You know, so a lot of mixed emotions. I'm not afraid to tell the story now. Even as a grown man, you know, you got that little boy inside you that doesn't want to tell anybody. But that little boy died a long time ago.
Sheldon fled the country and was never prosecuted. Richards was prosecuted for child and has since died. Investigators do not believe they are the Oakland County child killers, but they do believe the killer could be someone they victimized. You'll see how it all connects as our investigation.
Right now, we are arriving at the location where the body of one of the victims of the Oakland County Child Killer was dumped.
You think they dumped it? Well, it was just probably found in this, like they just dumped it in the parking lot and just drove away?
Yeah, he was dumped in the parking lot here.
Okay. It's pretty sketchy out here at night. Even these displays are kind of creepy.
I know.
Yeah, seriously.
It's a little eerie thinking this is where his body was.
It was like in this parking lot?
Yep.
Do we know which one was this, Timothy?
Let me see. This is Mark Douglas Stebbins. 12 years old. His body was found wearing the same clothes he was last seen in, lying on a pile of wood and dirt in the parking lot of a local office building in Southfield. He had been strangled and sexually abused with a foreign object and had 2 lacerations to the left rear of his head. Rope marks were evident on both his wrists and ankles, indicating he had been bound during his captivity.
Damn.
So a 12-year-old's body was found here.
It all began on February 2nd, 1976. Everyone thought it was an isolated case, but the murder of Mark Stebbins of Ferndale remains unsolved. His body turned up 2 weeks after he disappeared in a parking lot in Southfield. The 12-year-old had left his mother and brother at a social function, never to be seen alive again.
Not a day goes by, where you don't wonder and, worry about it, the whys and the wherefores, how long he had been dead before his body was found, who it was, where he was, what he had to go through, and yes, I'm still very bitter.
My brother was the first victim of the Oakland County Child Killer.
Mark Stebbins was walking home.
He headed home.
From the American Legion at Livernois and 9 Mile.
And never made it.
4 days later, his body was found at behind an office complex at 10 and Greenfield.
45 years ago today, it happened. The body of 12-year-old Mark Stebbins was found. He's one of the victims of the Oakland County Child Killer. And after all of these years, his family members still remaining hopeful that one day they'll find out exactly what happened to Mark and who was responsible.
This is back in the 1970s, so it could have even been right here at one time in front of us before these buildings were even built. Yep, it could even just been literally right here. These look like they could have been built after. We don't know.
I don't know, these look pretty 70s. I guarantee these were the buildings right here.
Most likely.
It was literally right here, bro.
Right where we parked?
Yeah. Right where we parked. Because look behind us. Yeah, there's the columns you can still see.
Yeah, we just off camera left there and went to the side we thought right here is where they found the body.
And this is exactly where it was.
Well,
seriously.
It looks like it was over there a tiny bit.
Okay, well we can walk from here. We're right on it.
Because look at the...
But it was up on this little dirt berm right here.
Yeah. Because if you look, here's his body. If you match up the building right there.
Yeah.
Those
the windows
over there. So he was...
But he's on the other side of the...
Yeah. So this is what it was. That's crazy.
That's such a public space to dump a body.
They just dumped the body and drove away.
Yeah. He wasn't killed here.
No.
That's the whole thing. But if it's crazy this building's the exact same. Like you said, when we drove up, it looks like a 70s style building. It's the building right there.
Yeah. All right, guys, we are at the first murder spot, and this is by a kid named Mark. Now, Mark was actually missing in February of 1976, and his body was found 7 days later here at this location right here. Now, he was found dumped right here, but actually over here on this side. So our thing to do right now is we're gonna, with Colin and Connor from Paranormal Files, is we're gonna investigate and see if there's a spirit or someone that can help us here and kind of guide us and lead us to anything they might know of what happened here, but also with anything to do with Fox Island. Again, this is a big stretch, something I don't normally do, but we're gonna see if we can discover who did it. Now, there's a lot of mysterious stuff about this. Like, we all pretty much think through our notes and research, and mostly all of their research, that a guy named Christopher Bush is the one that murdered them. But again, we don't know because it was never proven, and we'll get into all that as we go.
King wants investigators to at least call Christopher Bush a suspect, but he has officially been dismissed as one after he committed in 1978 after being questioned.
He was a 4-time convicted who spent 0 days in jail. His co-defendant up in Flint got life in prison for doing the same boy. That's enough right there to make me think there's something fishy about the whole lawsuit.
During the polygraph examination, detectives asked Christopher Brian Bush if he'd had anything to do with the Stebbins kidnapping and murder. The trooper administering the polygraph concluded that Bush was being truthful, and even though he was facing charges in other molestation cases, he was let go.
But anyways, over here, right here, is where they found his body dumped. It could have been right here or right around in there. Just to see if we can have some sort of spirit box session or anything at all to try to talk and see if they can point out who did it or give us hints to anything. Because again, this is a case that's still cold. It's a cold case. They didn't truly discover who actually did these killings. So you think Mark was found here or on this side?
So like I just said to our camera, I don't want to say anything with 100% whatever you call it,
like
certainty. But as you see in those crime scene photos, his body was found right on the other side of a brick wall. And judging by the building right there, he would have been right here. So I'm gonna assume that this is where he was found, because this is where the wall ends and he was found at the end of the wall.
Right.
Kind of eerie that it's still to this day left wooded, you know?
Yeah, they didn't even build anything or do anything here.
No memorial
and if anything,
or anything.
No, if they did, what they did is it's someone's backyard now. Someone just, it looks like just a casual house who lives here now.
Yeah.
So what's the plan? You want to try to like communicate to any spirits that could help us?
Yeah, so like we also said, we want to treat this with sensitivity because these are children whose lives were lost, and this is obviously a very touchy, sensitive subject.
Yeah.
But we're just gonna reach out and see if anybody who's here wants to speak with us, whether that may be a victim, another spirit who was just here on the land who witnessed what happened. We don't know exactly, but we're just gonna approach this by not trying to talk to anybody specifically, but by just trying to talk to somebody.
Now really quick guys, before we start, first off, I don't ever do like murder cases like this or anything, but when Colin and Connor showed me this like spot that they're taking me to, mind you, they already hooked this whole thing up for me. This is not a video or an idea I thought of, this is all them. But when you see Fox Island and everything, it's all thanks to them. Guys, look, the people of Paranormal Files, what up?
How's it going,
dude,
guys?
Tell them like how it was when I walked in not knowing what we were doing. I had to read your script.
It was, I would say, I gave Josh a loose idea of what we're gonna do, but he didn't know exactly how deep this goes. And the whole last 2 hours before we came out here to film, he's been like, oh my God, like reading through all of our notes and the stuff that we collected on this case.
No, it's seriously, you guys have been, like, the whole research is done. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my God, you're saying like 3 different names, you're saying these names. I'm like, dude, there's a lot to this. So when I sat and read it, it literally took me forever to read. I'm like, oh my God, this is something we have to uncover and do. And they're inspiring me here to come here and do this with you guys. So I'm super excited to be here to actually do this, but I really cannot wait to also get to the Fox Island and see what the heck's going on here.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's one of the big reasons why we want to start doing more cases like this, is because just like you, there's so many people out there in the world that have no idea about what happened here and how vast this gets pushed on to everything else. It will blow your mind.
Dude,
so just wait.
Oh, for sure.
And what I'll say is, there are 2 distinct possibilities here. One, the conspiracy that we're investigating is false. It never happened. But the other possibility is that hundreds of children were victimized by a large group of men, and none of them were ever brought to justice. So to this day, those kids don't have any justice. There's no accountability in this story. It's heartbreaking. It's very, very infuriating, and it's frankly extremely disturbing.
Dude, and to add to this is like, you aren't joking. Like, you don't hear about this, you don't see anything on the news about this, though it was a while ago. Nothing ever came up again. It's like everything was just hid under the rug, which is why all these conspiracies that you're telling me, I'm like, dang, this could all be real, and it is actually. So
last thought, the reason why no one's heard of it is because they don't want you to hear about it. So it's not like that's not on purpose. This story's been buried for a reason. And it's scary to go on a small plane to go investigate this because there are other stories with similar rings that have been investigated where people in small planes have died in freak accidents. So it's honestly, it left me a little bit frightened all week to think about what we're trying to go to. Okay, you guys got to roll on this.
All right, I'm rolling.
This is crazy, actually.
Okay.
Totally legit, too.
All right. Rolling.
Okay, so I just told these guys we need to roll. I don't know what that means. First two words on this device that came through were radiation manufacturer. Christopher Bush, the lead suspect, worked and ran a sex trafficking ring out of a power plant in Michigan. And that's like a lot of the people involved in this were involved in the energy.
Power?
I don't know if it was nuclear, but same difference.
Yeah.
That's a big part of this story that we didn't even cover yet.
Yeah,
But
I don't even know about that yet. So that's actually, all right, you're telling me something I don't even know yet.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, actually. So let's just start this. Whoever's here with us, we're here to treat you with the most respect possible. Weirdly timed noises from over there. Four, dude, four alive. I don't know what the alive. I don't know what that means.
But it said 4.
4.
In the Oakland, yeah, it's 4. 4.
So,
all right.
I want to introduce ourselves. My name's Colin.
My name's Connor.
And I'm Josh.
We're just here to ask you a couple questions. If there's somebody here with us, can you tell us something about the abduction that happened here, the body that was found?
What? No.
The first word that came
Now, guys, can we talk about your device really quick? What is this? What is that device? So we can tell everyone. It's like an ovulus. An ovulus?
Dude,
look
at my.
You got it.
Oh my god, dude! All my arm hair is standing on end. That is insane.
Device.
Yeah,
It's
this
just yeah.
It's basically fluctuations in the EMF energy in the environment will go through a algorithm and give you a word.
Right.
Is the first word when we ask about the abduction.
And how many words would be in a word bank like that?
There's 76,000 total words on this device.
76,000 words and came up. I don't know. That is actually, that's insane. Crazy. Yeah. Does anyone here who knows who Christopher Bush is?
Let's go.
What?
Submitting, bro.
Submitting.
Donated. Oh.
Well,
bro.
So what would donating do though?
The pet on the island.
The people who donated.
Oh, yep.
They were getting the dude.
Through the donations.
Whoa, that's actually insane.
Donating.
Gear. Donated gear.
Like cameras and shit?
That's so dark. So to explain that little facet of this, the North Fox Island ring would donate money to the camp that Francis Sheldon operated on the island, and in return he would send them child fee. Prints! He would send them prints, bro! What the That is insane! Yes!
Them, yeah.
I literally, dude, he would send them prints.
This thing has been spot on right now.
And it said
yeah.
Baby. Oh my god, dude.
This is spot on. So obviously someone here is talking to us, because that can't be all right nonstop like that.
Dude, that's prints. I literally was saying, so the would receive printed child pornography and videos mailed to their house if they donated. So whoever's here, can I ask, was your death involved with the operations of a ring on an island in Lake Superior? Were you ever taken to North Fox Island? Island! What the? Oh my god, we gotta be careful.
Island!
I'm not shitting you, bro. Look at that, 29,000 words and phrases, and it picks
island.
Dude, no. Island and in one go I was sitting here. Dude, someone is just blurring it all out to us.
Bro, I'm actually like...
That is so...
That's crazy.
That's some of the best evidence in one go.
Nag.
Nag.
Threat.
Threat. Threat. Island, threat, pornography. Dude, holy crap.
It's painting a disturbing picture.
Right.
Threatened to keep quiet about the island because the theory is some of these kids. So the North Fox Island ring was busted late 1976, but his body was found at the beginning of 1976. So some people theorize.
What if they were taken to the island for 7? Because remember, they didn't die all at once.
Yeah.
So for 7 days, they could have been at the island and then dropped back off here.
That's the theory, is that especially with his body, because he was taken and murdered and dumped while that ring was in full swing.
So he could have already been there when all that stuff was happening. So his prints could have been donated.
He was there.
He was there. We're just talking about it right now. Yes.
Dude, that like didn't even connect.
Yes. We're having a full-blown conversation.
Take them. He was there.
Holy
What if it's saying,
holy
to the island.
Walk back.
Walk back.
Does he want us to? I mean, we can't go with private property.
Walk back.
We can walk over here.
But it's even like, take them to the island.
That's what I mean. There. Take them.
He was there.
So, do you want us to go to Fox Island?
Deceived, bro.
Dude, no way.
Deceived, because the kids
yeah.
were all deceived. They were told they were going to summer camp, and they were on camera. So we walked back here. Who was there on the island? Or should I say, were you killed on the island? How about you ask the question?
Again? Did they do anything bad to you on that island? Do you want us to go on the island? You said something about take us there.
They've upset me.
They've upset me. Say Chris?
Chris!
Come on.
I am not...
It's legit.
I mean, guys, Chris.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, Chris.
Chris is the main suspect
of the whole thing.
Christopher, technically.
Yeah. And the whole thing with Christopher, just so I can like remember this, is like he was the one that apparently did kill all of them, and he did the whole polygraph, failed it, and still didn't go to jail. And then he did all these other killings, but never got in trouble for any of them. And his dad was the General Motors guy.
Yep.
And he had all the money to get out of everything. All right, I just want to make that clear and sure too.
Yeah, and don't forget he took his own life.
Oh, right, and yeah. Can you explain that as well? Because that's also something that we have to tie this in. I want everyone to understand this too, because it is pretty insane.
So, Christopher's role in all of this. Christopher, he's the lead suspect here. He's a part of this ring, people believe. And his dad was a power player, chief financial officer of General Motors, super wealthy family. Chris came from money. He got off on multiple charges of assaulting children, kidnapping children with other men. I mean, his parents would pay off victims all the time too. And when he got out on bail from his initial kidnapping and sexual abuse charges against kids, the Oakland County child killings started. And basically at the end of all of this, he failed a polygraph, like you said, and there's a lot more that we're going to get into with him, but he apparently killed himself, even though there were 4 rifle shell casings found in his home. There was no blood anywhere in his apartment, or his house, even though he allegedly literally took a rifle and blew his brains out. There was no blood. And there's a lot of inconsistencies with the story.
Now, one thing I want to know is, there was one thing I read that he admitted to 3 locations where he would pick kids up, and 3 of them were for the Oakland County killers, like in the same locations.
Yeah.
So he admittedly already pretty much ratted out himself, not knowing.
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
And here's the shocking part. To this day, he's never been officially connected to the Oakland County child killings. It's all a conspiracy, even though it's 100% he was the guy. So there's even people that admitted that he did it.
So do you think it was just a big cover-up and all the head honchos and everyone put their money to kind of shush everyone up?
I don't know if Christopher killed all of the children.
But for him not to get in any trouble, do you think it's because of Daddy and the money?
I think Christopher was involved in the much wider ring. They may have been producing snuff films with children on North Fox Island, and he definitely had his hand in some of these murders. But at the end of the day, when the police started putting pressure on him and they were closing in on him as a suspect, he was killed. And that's my personal opinion. He didn't take his life. They kind of like Epstein wanted to take him out.
Exactly. I was going to say that goes the same thing with Epstein. It just happens to be another island. It's just freaking crazy.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. This is all
insane. That has to be some of the craziest shit that we've ever seen on this. You guys want to ask a couple questions?
Now, did you ask any yet?
No.
I guess some of you.
Just ask a specific question for Mark.
Superior.
Oh, shit!
Lake Superior.
That's where Fox Island's on, too.
Superior Island.
Wait, does it say island?
No
Superior Island.
Oh, my God.
That is way too... It
Yeah,
almost
it's too
brings,
accurate.
like, tears to my eyes thinking about that.
Stunned.
That is...
Superior Island, bro.
Chris, everything is being named.
I mean, dude, Superior Island, guys, I don't think you guys are understanding exactly how insane all this evidence is. We've been out here probably 30, 40 minutes, and you're seeing the highlights here, but the fact that we would get Superior by itself and then Island, it's two different words in a row.
On a fat word bank.
On it,
You know what I mean?
You should see right there on the screen, 29,000 words and phrases just on that one mode. Dude, it's incredibly dark, bro. It's incredibly dark.
Incredibly accurate evidence.
Yes.
And this is what we're looking for.
We got a lot of answers here. More than we expected. It's gonna start raining again soon. We just looked at the weather app, so we're gonna start driving to the next location.
We set out to another known location where another victim for the 4 killings took place.
This is where 10-year-old Christine Mahich was found.
Like in these woods right here?
She was dumped somewhere right around here.
In this neighborhood. This neighborhood's obviously new and built.
Yeah.
Look, this house is all completely redone.
It didn't
So
used to
back
be
then,
like
this was all woods.
What's it say up here?
Guys, we are gonna pretty much investigate 2 out of the 4 murders. But over here, back then in the 1970s, this was all woods. All of this was woods. Obviously, this is a brand new house. But we're thinking that right here in the woods here, if we had to pick, it was somewhere around here. This is where Christine was murdered and then found 6 days later after as well. And remember, these victims, when they were all died and they were found, they all looked like they were well fed, clean, groomed nice, looking good. It's sick stuff. But I'll show you again. It could have been like right over there, here. Now it's a neighborhood.
A mail carrier found her body. She had been smothered to death, not strangled. They think that the killer wrapped their arms around Christine in a bear hug and held her mouth and nose like that to kill her.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, once again, her body was found, but the killer was never found.
Dang, so if it was found by a mail carrier, that means there was only like a few houses.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he must have just been driving and just seen it like dropped.
Yeah, but the thing is that's really interesting to consider here is the fact that this killer didn't care. Her body was found as it says online and in the reports, in very clear view of the houses around here. So this killer was really comfortable coming down here and dumping a body, almost begging for it to be found, you know?
I never even thought of that. That's true. Just like with Mark, the first death, it's in a public like garage, like just right there.
Yeah. Well, a really strange thing about these killings that you'll find as a pattern is all these bodies, they had gotten manicures, their hair was washed, they were in nice clothing, there was no, for most of them, gruesome bloody scene. They looked like very
And I heard they were well fed too for 7 days.
They were well fed. It's not like these were like bruised, battered bodies. They were, the killer wanted these bodies to be found.
Oakland County became concerned, fearing it might be an ugly pattern developing. Residents' worst thoughts seemed to be coming true when 10-year-old Christine Mahich never came home from a 3-block trip to a party store in Berkeley. Within 2 weeks, she too was found dead, this time in Franklin Village. Local police departments, state police, and the county began one of the most intensive searches in Michigan's history. And so with this scene now all too vivid in our minds, the search continued, but turned up nothing of importance. In fact, the Oakland County Task Force was disbanded near the end of last year due to a lack of funds. The consensus? That the killer was either dead himself or gone from our communities, possibly never to be found again. The task force had exhausted thousands of hours, hundreds of thousands of tips, and the mystery continued, and it continues today.
1 month before 11-year-old Timothy King was abducted from Birmingham in 1977, the Michigan State Police were giving this man a lie detector test. King was the last of the 4 known victims of the Oakland County Child Killer.
The Oakland County Child Killer case shocked Metro Detroit. 4 kids abducted and murdered in 1976 and 77, the last of which was 11-year-old Tim King. And ever since, his family, through tremendous grief, has tried to find the killer.
Timmy's mother died in 2004. She was never the same person.
Today, their quest may have ended at the state Supreme Court when it declined to hear King's case against Oakland County prosecutor Jessica Cooper, asking for 6 segments of information from the case.
Barry King says the man seen in this mugshot abducted and murdered his son Timmy more than 30 years ago.
And I'm pretty certain that if I'd gotten up to the Oakland County files, that portion of the examination would not have been there.
King recently shelled out about $11,000 to obtain all of these never-before-seen police reports and court files. He says this helped solve the mystery of who killed Timmy and 3 other children in Oakland County. Photos of Timmy King fill his father's home. His son's murder and the search for the killer has haunted King and his family for more than 3 decades. The anniversary of Timmy's death and constant speculation over the years about the ID of the killer has obviously been difficult.
It bothered some of my children more than others, and me. We had various reactions to it, but and it had a terrible impact on 2 of them. And one of the children and I guess could absorb it and understand it.
Now armed with new information, King says he believes he's cracked this case wide open himself. The Birmingham attorney now revealing he believes the guy in this mugshot, Christopher Bush, a known who was convicted several times of sexually assaulting children in 1977, is the Oakland County Child Killer. Bush lived in Birmingham. He was the son of a wealthy GM exec. He never served time for assaulting victims in the Flint area, and he was living in Oakland County when Timmy vanished.
They interviewed one of Bush's nephews. He said, yeah, I remember my Uncle Chris taking me up and showing me where Timmy King, or the last boy, he didn't know Tim's name maybe, was abducted.
Bush and his friend Gregory Green faced the same charges in 1977. Bush walked, Green was locked up for life. Mr. King says because Bush came from a wealthy family, he had access to attorneys who worked to get him off the hook. Because of his criminal past, he was questioned about the Oakland County child killings, but allegedly passed the polygraph test. King says the evidence he obtained shows that he may have failed 2 of those tests. The 3rd was inconclusive. King also says there was a report from a person who called police near the Bush's northern Michigan cottage. A neighbor noticed something of concern. Police never responded.
Timmy was missing from March 16th to March the 22nd. On March the 19th, somebody called the sheriff's department in Montmorency County and said that Bush is back up here with 2 children.
King has spent the last week digging through these investigative reports, 3,400 pages in all. The goal, to solve the mystery, to bring closure to his family and the families of the other victims. He says he'll keep digging because he feels shut out by some investigators, including Oakland County prosecutor Jessica Cooper.
We shouldn't be adversaries. We should both be trying to find out whether Christopher Bush is involved or not. It shouldn't be a fight.
It's very damaging to the families to have all of these suspects. They want to know all of this information, and then it turns out it's not them. And you can't put all that information in the street in case there is someone who is still living. If someone is still living and they know everything that's gone on, they know everything that the task force has done, they know everything that the police has done. I mean, how silly, how contraindicated, how absolutely devastating it would be if that person is still alive and they know everything that we know.
You know, it's an ongoing investigation, and we are going to keep the Kings and all the other families informed the best we can for right now.
So we're looking on the map right now on where he could have been.
Yeah.
But like, I guess he was found in a ditch. And again, this is going back like 40 years.
Yeah, these are all new construction too.
Yeah.
Just gonna pull over here for a second. Look.
Just looking at everything there, I mean, every house here is really like brand new. Damn, so his body was there, but man, that looks nothing like this place now. This is all redevelopment.
I wonder if that house is still there.
Let's try to find that. God, that's gonna be hard at night.
Well, it's got to be one of these houses that's right here. The map says he was found on the other side of the road.
It's eerie. Alright guys, so after doing some research and looking online, it's actually inside this public parking lot. And whatever is built here is not a house anymore that was in the news article that we just seen. It's literally a dentist office.
It probably was a house that was across there.
Mm-hmm. This is the area where Timothy was actually, his body was dumped. But back in the 1970s, there was a house here that is now a dentist's office. So we are going to the area to match it up exactly where there, I guess, was a ditch. But what the story with Timothy King was, he borrowed 30 cents from his sister and he went to go buy a candy bar before he was picked up by, again, who we thought was Christopher Bush. But again, there's no proof on that conspiracy. The whole thing is, though, is that when he was discovered 6 or 7 days later, again, same thing, like the other killers. They were all kind of, you know, suffocated or bruises on their wrists, and it's all the same things.
He got home his favorite meal, and all the reports say that Timmy's body was found in a shallow ditch off of Gill Road. Now, we're off Gill Road right now. There's no exact pinpoint as to where his body was found, but this is kind of some of the last undeveloped property. The house in the picture, we couldn't find a match. Obviously, it's at night, but it had to be somewhere right here in this area because everybody says Gill Road and 8 Mile. So we're gonna do a quick spirit box and see if anything happens. Now, something I will say, Timmy is linked to Christopher Bush. Once again, that suspect that we were just talking about. Timmy was, according to a witness, another victim who turned into a perpetrator. Timmy was sexually assaulted at Christopher's lake cabin. And
now, was his lake cabin on Fox Island or near it?
It was near Fox Island.
Okay.
And so Timmy's never been officially linked to Christopher or anything like that because, like we've said many times, there are no answers in this case.
Weren't they seen together?
Yeah, they were. That's what I'm saying. The victim, years later, testified that he had been raped with Timmy. at the same time by Christopher.
Okay.
We're gonna run a spirit box right now, and why don't we just want to go in a circle and ask some questions?
Yeah.
S-box.
All right. I want to introduce ourselves to anybody who might be here. My name's Colin.
My name's Connor.
And my name's Josh.
If you can hear our voice right now, if there is somebody here, can you tell us hi or hello or something like that? Can you tell us your name?
A local? Help me?
Two men!
Was there other people involved?
Have you been to Fox Island? Fox!
I swear to God. Here, I'll give this to you for a sec. I'll just hold this.
Can you say what year did you die in?
Well, how about to finish this out, we walk over there and do 5 minutes on that side.
Yeah, just in
case this wasn't the area.
Yeah. Look at this. The middle of the whole street. It's wide and everything. There's no one here.
Yeah, and that brings up something to think about. If nowadays in 2024 we can stand out here in the middle of the road, no cars coming either direction, any of the 4 directions. Back in the 70s, nobody was out here.
So yeah, that's true. That's true, yeah. So anything could happen. It's just even more quieter.
So maybe we're closer now to where your body was found. Can you tell us the name of the person that did that to the little boy? Mark.
And tell or can't tell?
Can you tell us what happened that night?
He choked.
You got good luck, ask another.
Can you tell us who choked him? Timothy.
Oh my God, I heard Timothy.
Who did it?
A lot of this work we can pick up. He's dead.
Yep.
Now, you might not know the answer to this question, but did Christopher Bush take his own life, or did someone kill him?
Yeah, he's a dead man. I don't know. It's like dead, but it's not. We might not. I feel like it's saying a lot. We're not understanding. That's my opinion.
There's a lot of voices. I mean, it said Fox, multiple references to children, choked.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it almost seems like the energy here is almost afraid to speak.
Yeah.
Guys, it's 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
This is our first night. Really good leads. I think the takeaway, the first session was incredible. It told us about it. Here it confirmed that someone was murdered, they were choked. It's begging us to go investigate. It might have said Fox, might have said Island, we might have missed it.
Yeah.
It almost seems like they're trying to tell us that there was more than Christopher. Now it's our turn to try and investigate and figure out who they are.
So you want to get to the island?
I do want to go to the island. All right, you guys ready to go get some bed?
So we go to
get
sleep.
some bed.
So we go to sleep, we wake up, we take a charter plane onto the island.
Well, it was pretty much a pedophilia, or I guess it was pornography, big deal also. It was also just about everything as it turned out. It just like had its own life after the detective made the original arrest of the school teacher, and we found pictures that led us to Mount Eagle, Tennessee, which then just expanded after they found the boys' farm down there. And we received boxes of information from them that involved people all over the country, in fact, all over the world.
I know that the authorities thought it was a possibility, and they investigated to the best of their ability at that time these pedophile, porno, boy molesting rings that operated around here.
I don't remember the name of the gym instructor before him, but he was a really good guy.
We only had gym class once a week in Catholic school. And the gym teacher was great. You know, we did our regular exercise, and you know, and I thrived in there. I loved doing that. I would have loved to have gym class all the time. Just regular guys, you know, pushing us to, you know, run that extra lap or whatever the case may be.
And he left, and that's when Mr. Richards came.
My initial impression of Richards, just a regular guy. He intrigued me with magic. He was a magician. Tall, skinny, glasses, big, like Coke bottle type glasses. Hair was always greasy with that grease stuff that they, you know, put in the hair. Kind of like dressed like Mr. Rogers, I guess.
It was really weird when he first got there. Everything started to change right away. We had to all of a sudden start taking showers, and we'd never showered before, ever. And his excuse was, well, you guys can't be going back to class stinking and whatever. So we had to start bringing towels. We had to take showers, you know. So whatever. And he was just, as far as a gym teacher, he just seemed off. He was real ranky and raily. The guy didn't look like he could have fought his way out of a wet paper bag. And it was, as a kid, you don't go, well, what the heck is this guy doing as our gym teacher? It's like, well, this is our new guy. You need to respect that, and it is what it is. But he just wasn't. It was night and day compared to the other gym instructor. The only thing that I remember was once, and it wasn't me. It was another kid. Got the towel snapped, and it was like, oh, you doing okay, buddy? And then it was the one kid got his shoulders rubbed, and the other kid got his butt rubbed because it was trying to make you feel better, you know. And yeah, you can't be doing that, but it wasn't like you're gonna have detention or something, you know. So, but yeah, it was. I remember he used to rub our shoulders a lot. How you guys doing? You limbered up? You ready? So it was always he did touch us where the other one didn't touch us. So.
Yeah, he would do the patting on the ass. The only gym teachers I ever had that would be in the shower, in the locker room when we were taking showers. Like, and Mike wasn't on the basketball team, so he would even come in during the basketball showers. And I just thought it was odd, but at 11 years old in the Catholic school, you felt protected, and I did, and I guess I sort of dismissed it as, oh, I guess that's just the way it is. Not knowing that, you know, come here, I'll show you this magic trick kind of thing, and, you know, gained his trust, and I liked him. Yeah.
Frank Sheldon was introduced to us as Mr. Richards' uncle. This is my Uncle Frank. So, oh, okay, well, this is Frank, and Frank owns the island and whatever, and we're, you know, so.
Wealthy man. Anybody from that area knew, you know, he was very prominent, wealthy, come from wealthy family, so on. Everything just seemed legit. I mean, it didn't, because my mom, being a single mom, my dad died when I was 5, and I had 3 siblings, so she was very protective. Never saw it coming.
From what I understood, he went to a couple of the other boys and myself's parents and said, these guys did an exceptional job this year in gym class, and as a reward, we'd like to take them up to the island for, I don't remember if it was for a week or 2 weeks or 4 days, or I don't remember that part of it. But that's what it basically was. It was because we did such an excellent job, and we were so well-mannered that was kind of a reward for us to go up to the island.
It was so fun. I was so excited. I had some of my neighborhood friends with us in the station wagon. Back then, you know, you didn't need seatbelts or anything. You just piled 10 kids in the station wagon, there you go. 76, I think it was, give or take. Went there, got on the plane, and I remember getting on the plane, I was so excited. Me and Mike, and there's 2 other kids. I think one was a grade above us, and one was a grade below us, if I remember correctly. And I remember just taking off, just like rock star. I'm in a plane, I've never been in a plane before. You know, I'm just a poor kid who lives in the projects. Got lucky enough to get tuition to a Catholic school. Yeah, it was really cool.
So I remember we met up. They, I'm assuming there was a parental slip that was signed or something. I don't remember that part of it. But I know we went to St. Clair County Airport. All the family showed up, the parents and the kids. We all said, yep, got on the plane, and away we went. It was exciting. From the moment the plane took off till we came back. Everything we did on the island, myself, was great. Flying was like, man, I wonder what it's gonna be like. It's just all the what ifs and what's gonna happen and all the other stuff. But, and it was basically, because I like to eat, not that you can tell that, but I enjoy eating. And the food was phenomenal. They fed us like kings while we were up there. Everything was fun, everything was great. I remember I'd go out and stand and just watch the water, and you could see forever. It was like being on top of the world, you know. It was really cool. The island was beautiful. It was a really cool place. And we go down, the water was like, it almost looked like the ocean, but it was freezing.
And I remember landing, I remember getting our stuff, getting our cabin, and you know, within an hour, we were naked on the beach. That's just how it was. If you live on an island, this is how they do it in islands. Okay? Again, 11 years old, I'd assume I was protected. That's my gym teacher right there.
And, hey guys, let's go skinny dipping. And to me, it was weird because it's supposed to be dark when they go skinny dipping, you know. Oh, there's no girls around, nobody's gonna see you. Here, watch, you know. So Mr. Richard takes all his clothes off, jumps in the water, swims around. Come on, you guys, it's all right, and whatever. Well, okay, so we all take our swim stuff off, whatever. We jump in, and we're all running around naked. Well, hindsight now, looking at it, that's pretty wrong. I mean, it's really off key to be doing anything like that. But they made it so that it was not he, because Frank wasn't there. I don't know if he was up filming us or what he was doing.
I remember seeing, you know, when I was talking to Mike, we've talked several times on the phone, rehashing things, helping each other remember things. And he remembers as well as I do, seeing cameras. You know, it's like a beach, and to us, you know, we're in the Bahamas, and I remember seeing cameras, but me and the other boys were all naked. That's just the way. That's what you did. That's what you did. If you want to be on the island, that's what you have to do. You have to be naked. So we were all naked.
But Mr. Richard made it as, oh, don't worry about it. Nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to see it. It's okay. Come on, look, I'm doing it, so let's do it. So that's what we did. Come on, guys, bury me in the sand. So burying him in the sand, and you know, and everybody's naked, running around, but it's okay because there's no girls around. You know, that's the way they presented it. Don't worry, guys, there's no girls. Nobody will see you.
It was figured out a way for us to touch him inadvertently, like, let's bury him because he's naked, and then we're going to have to touch him, you know, somewhere. And he did games like that quite often. Again, you know, and if you started feeling a little uneasy, I remember a couple times feeling a little uneasy, you know, you'd do a magic trick, and oh yeah, you know, it was cool.
We got him all buried, you know, and it's, we're running around, whatever. Well, I picked up a rock. I believe it was about the size of a softball, but kind of elongated. And I took and I threw it, and it hit him right in his genital area, and he got upset because he was buried in the sand still. But that's where I was aiming too. I don't know why, but I got him with a rock.
Right to the beach. You know, just leave your clothes, and you know, you can bring a towel, but the boys have to be naked. That's just how it was.
So once again, they played on our trust.
But yeah, but there's times we could just go, you know, be boys, you know. But they focused on me a lot, I noticed. Long blonde hair, blue-eyed, 11-year-old, you know. The very first day we were there, and I had a sunburn, and Jerry Richards rubbed lotion on me everywhere. Again, I just thought it was normal. That was uncomfortable, but he just relaxed me. I don't remember even what he said, but just relax or something like that, you know, where I would rub lotion. I remember him taking lotion and putting it on his hand here, and then just me laying on my stomach and just going between my cheeks, you know, with his hand like that. And I felt very uncomfortable, but he assured me everything was okay, and this is what we're supposed to do. Again, I trusted him. You know, turn over, do the same thing, because you have to protect that. You know, so every day he did that to me.
First chance I had where nobody was watching me, I was gone. So when they told me you can't be taken off, it was almost like you go to grandma's house and all the grandkids are there and you're playing and you're doing everything to have a good time because you haven't seen everybody, and it's like, your kids quit running, go sit down over there for a little bit. That feeling that's kind of what it was like when I was told that I can't, don't just be going out looking for stuff, like they got to keep an eye on you all the time. So it kind of put some of the fire out, you know.
Sheldon, he said the same thing too. This is how things are. You know, this is my island. I own this island. Blah blah blah. And you kids are lucky and fortunate to be here. You know, so basically just adhere to these rules. And this is how we are here. You know, and they were naked as well.
I was never really super comfortable around him just because I didn't know him. But when he did that, I definitely put a distance between him and I and I was more, anything I did was more towards Mr. Richards, because I knew him. So I don't know, that was before anything had ever happened. So.
Mike and I would venture off, you know, got his island, and when we could go somewhere with our clothes on, we'd just go and do what boys do, you know.
There was a stump, and it was probably about the size around as this chair, maybe 4 or 5 feet long. And I remember there was snakes in the end, so I rolled the thing, I rolled it with the bottom ripped off, and there was literally thousands of snakes in this thing. And they weren't like just all garter snakes. There was ringneck snakes and milk snakes, and it was just this, it was the greatest thing ever. I go back and I get Bill, and I said, you gotta see these snakes. He said, I don't really care for snakes. I said, well, come on, you gotta see this. This is really, I wanted to show somebody.
There's cameras by the trail that we took. Mike and I would go, you know, catch snakes and salamanders and just do what boys do. And there's cameras, you know, a lot, all over the place, really.
It's almost like, you ain't gonna believe this unless you see it. So him and I, we take and go out, and the snakes are still there, and he's like, you are nuts. So, we were there, probably an hour, I'm guessing, half hour. From the time we walked there, checked them out, and then walked back, it was about an hour. But when we got back, we couldn't find it. You know, usually there was somebody right around the main cabin, and there was nobody there. So we went down to the beach, ran down. We actually ran because it was kind of like, what the heck's going on? So we ran down to the beach, there's nobody there. We ran back up, went to each cabin, nobody there. What the heck? They left us. That's the first thing we thought. So we run down to the airstrip, and the plane's there. So okay, well, what the heck? So we go back, and the Jeep was gone. So they must have just took a ride, and they're out going around the island or whatever. So I want to say it was probably a couple hours, and we got into the food. Snuck and we were eating candy bars and stuff. Let's get some chow, they're gone, you know, whatever. So, and then they came back, and they were happy, but the two boys were different after they were quiet.
I don't know if it's the exact same time, but I remember hearing one of the kids screaming and crying, like somebody was hurting him, and he was screaming and yelling, stop. And we didn't know what was going on, and we knew it was coming from a locked door. There's nothing we could do except for take off running, you know, which is what we did. Now, I don't know if it's that same time, and I remember the tree trunk full of snakes, because that was cool, you know, wow. You know, we're 11. But we heard the kid crying. I think it was a kid that was a grade above us. Heard him screaming and crying to stop. Yeah, I remember that very vividly. I don't think he really talked much. He didn't talk a lot before, but he didn't talk really at all after that. They kind of kept him secluded from us, I think.
They didn't talk anymore. You know, we would have cookouts and stuff. We'd cook hot dogs and have the marshmallows and stuff. And everybody was talking, but those kids they didn't really talk at all anymore. They didn't say anything. And it was kind of odd, that was just, as a kid though, you're not going, geez, I wonder what the heck's going on with her. It was just, they just seemed a lot quieter.
The one older kid, he was kind of quiet to begin with. He's kind of a tough guy, at least I thought. But then after that, he didn't talk. He didn't do anything. More like sit at the beach by himself and, down by the water. Of course, Jerry Richards was right there comforting, putting his arm around him, that kind of stuff. I think Mike was the lucky one. Just his natural curiosity to run and be a boy and look around, kept him safe, and I'm glad for him. I wasn't as fortunate.
I don't know if there was another building, if they took him down to the beach. I don't know where they went. I don't have any idea on that, but from what I gathered from that, they went and molested him and filmed him while Bill and I were gallivanting around the woods. It's just like it didn't sink in as, wow, these kids went through an awful hell, and, until I started getting older and I was thinking, wow, they used our innocence, and that sucks.
He asked if I could put some lotion on him, and I was very hesitant, and I knew that I shouldn't do that. He said, well, I did you, and you should do that for me, that kind of thing. So I did. I knew it was wrong. It's hard to describe. I felt shameful. I knew it was wrong, something I shouldn't have done. Man, I'm thinking, in my 11-year-old mind, I never had nothing to say at confession, because we used to go to confession once a week. And I never had anything to say at confession because I never did anything wrong. This is definitely wrong, so I'm definitely going to have to tell the priest this. So I felt bad. Should I say it? And they got you thinking, you have to confess, your sins in order to be forgiven. This is how we were taught. So I think my biggest worry was if I should tell the priest, or should I tell my mom? I should keep it to myself. They said, I'm going to get in trouble, but am I get in trouble if I tell it to the priest? So a lot of mixed emotions. It was a really messed up time, I guess.
My mom and dad were more of, let's get a hold of the cops, and I'm more of a handle it myself guy.
I'm more angry that I didn't do more, and because I knew. I mean, after the 4th or 5th time, this isn't right, this isn't normal. The first time, I could almost think of a reason why it's normal. But after that, I just knew. And then, and that's when it come with the hush-hush and don't say nothing. You're gonna get in trouble, so on and so on. Kind of the scare tactic, to keep my mouth shut.
If someone did that to one of my kids and I found out about it, they better get to them first. Because if I can get my hands on you, you're done.
Angry, fighting, never fought before. I spent the next 5 years, 4 years, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Half of my school was sitting in with a counselor for anger management. I just fought, I was just angry. And I battled depression almost 4 decades. Sometimes it rears its ugly head, but I've learned to control it, and life goes on.
Man-boy love was not something which was on the radar screen of people at that time. I mean, that was unheard of and unthinkable. But for the first time, people became aware that this kind of activity took place, and there might be groups of men who got together for the purpose of getting boys involved with them sexually, whether it would be luring them into a trap, abducting them, or even getting neighbor boys that they knew involved with their activities. For the first time, the public became aware, as I remember, of an organization called NAMBLA. the Man-Boy Love Association. What? This is unbelievable, but actually it existed.
What do you guys think about tomorrow?
So I've only flown on one charter plane ever, and it was over a ghost town for like a commercial, and it was so windy, like it shook way more than any other like actual plane, and it freaks me out. So now that we're going on a charter plane, has one engine to this island that has no service, no one's on it, that just freaks me out. And then I seen a video that you showed me that there's snakes on this island. So I don't know, it's pretty nuts. And we're doing this to just find answers. And I just find this, it's like we're investigators, like in a movie. Like this is a movie thing we're doing, which I find exciting, but crazy.
Yeah.
For a murder case and pedo stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think it's crazy as hell. What do you think?
What do you think?
I'm not really scared of the plane. I'm scared of what we might uncover.
That too.
I mean, this is stuff that people get killed for knowing.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's true too. And no one's made a story on this.
No.
This is our stuff that no one ever showed to anyone. So of course, even people who maybe bought or when they donated to the island for these videos, they're like, oh shit, they're gonna hate us. They're gonna obviously see it. You know, whoever these higher up people are, I'm sure that they're gonna all be shaking in their boots.
Yeah. I think I've only been on one small plane, so I'm definitely freaked, I would say. Then you got snakes and my mortal enemy, spiders. Apparently the island's swarming with spiders.
See, I didn't know that either. So
it's a forest.
It's just one thing to add to the list
of terrible things.
Yeah.
And yeah, doing like you said, doing videos like this is like dangerous too, of people not wanting this information to get out. I mean, like, I've studied cases, stuff that Connor and I have talked about. He knows all the details of stuff. Like, there's a specific story that I'm working on telling where a guy was working to expose a sex ring, and his small plane went down the day before he was going to turn in evidence, and he and his young son died. Someone sabotaged his plane. It wasn't an accident.
So when we got this charter plane, we didn't say what we were doing on it, right?
No, but...
All right, good, because I don't want to start going down.
But think about it. If this is all government linked...
Yeah.
And they've been following us. I have a high profile when it comes to conspiracy shit. I'm definitely on a list, I would believe. This would be the perfect fucking opportunity. I'm not even joking either. Yeah. This is like dead ass. I've thought about this, and Courtney's worried about this kind of, and my parents. It's like the perfect opportunity for somebody to sabotage something that could take us out in an accident, and it would look like an accident. Right. Before we even are able to break this story.
Yeah.
It might sound over dramatic, but once you start getting into this world, even this story, the main suspect killed himself.
Yeah.
Like, they did this already to people with this story.
And then the guy with the island already fled.
Yeah.
And he's gone. Like,
who knows what strings he's pulling, or people that worked for him that are still alive still pull to keep this story down.
So we just woke up, well, not that long ago, and look at the weather outside first off. Look at this weather. Not that bad out. It's been sunny. There's some little showers. Nothing crazy. But guess what? Our plane got canceled. Somehow it got canceled. So what I'm thinking, what if our plane got canceled because they're ready to freaking bomb our plane, so when we get on the plane apparently tomorrow now, it's going to crash down.
I know.
That's what if though? Because now we have this whole day off because our plane got canceled. As we wake up, we get a call. And it was sunny.
It was sunny for a while, which is weird.
That's why. And it was sunny the whole time. And we even said, oh, don't worry. Just drop us off for 2 hours or 3 hours. That's fine. And the pilot still said, oh, no, like, something about no, like he shouldn't do it. Which, I mean, we're not pilots, first off, right? So, I mean, it could have been some low clouds or something, and that's fine. But, dude, I mean, honestly, it's been pretty good outside. So now I'm freaking out, because now what if tomorrow comes along, our plane crashes all of a sudden?
That wouldn't be good.
It won't be good. But because this happened, you were reading a lot on everything that's been going on. Yeah. And you uncovered more stuff that's a lot to handle and to take in, but maybe we could talk about some of it.
Yeah, there's
I mean, for now, should we put all our cameras on there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to get like a little thing going.
No,
for that. Okay,
I'll
cool.
add in there too. It's just eerie when last night we were sitting here like a little freaked to go on the plane, and then it's canceled today because apparently it's dangerous. So it's like there is danger here.
Yeah, no, there is. That's the other thing. And the other thing is they asked you, why do you want to go on the island?
Yeah.
And we did tell them what we wanted to do. So now I just feel like, I don't know. What if they won't even let us on tomorrow now? What if, like, they're in on it? That's the thing. We don't know who's in on this.
You never know.
Oh, man. All right, hang on.
So we're stuck here in Charlevoix. Our flight got canceled earlier this morning because of foggy weather conditions. We don't want to fly in dangerous conditions, especially when we're doing this stuff, because that would be a very easy excuse for somebody who wanted to kill us. Oh, they took off in a foggy day, you know?
Yeah.
Be easy.
True. All right.
Right?
So maybe we're okay.
Yeah, so tomorrow we're going to launch, but this story is like an obsession personally of mine. And so this entire day for the last like 4 or 5 hours, I've been sitting on the couch researching more, reading the book, and there's some startling new shit that I came across that I want to show you guys.
Please share. Yeah,
ready?
like I know. Like off camera, I seen you reading over there for a while. Even though I talked to you, and you just didn't even know. You didn't even hear me. You like zoned into the book.
I had AirPods in.
Oh, that's it. That's it. But that's okay because when you brought up Charlevoix, I'm like, oh wait, we're in Charlevoix, and like it's all coming together.
Right.
So I'm like freaked out because we're in this town and we're in a, like I said yesterday, we're in a freaking movie.
So I'm gonna show you guys this graph. So right here, this is what started off my day. This is, and you haven't seen this, right?
Mm-mm.
This is fucking crazy. So I came across a post online with this linking the story to John Benet Ramsey, which is crazy actually because John Benet Ramsey's grandfather granted the permit and helped basically get Fox Island pushed through with Frances Sheldon, which is insane because John Benet Ramsey is probably the most infamous child who was murdered in American history, and her grandpa is directly tied to North Fox Island ring.
It's just weird that the more we dive in, the more we see how everything's connecting in some way.
Yeah.
Which either makes it's easy to make a conspiracy out of this, but it's also easy to really connect it together and be like, wow, okay, this makes sense.
It's because it's all documented.
Yeah. I mean, it makes more sense for it to be true that it's all like every sex trafficking ring in history is all connected to each other, rather than just sitting here and saying, "Oh no, that's a conspiracy."
Right.
It makes more sense,
right?
Yeah.
And it's scarier because a lot of these people are still out there and never were caught. Like this whole thing. Before we begin, think about it. One person out of everybody on North Fox Island was arrested, and he got only a couple years in prison. One person. None of the men who were consuming the child porn, none of the pedophiles that were on the island raping the children, nobody for the murders of the 4 kids. Just one guy who was helping facilitate it.
And was that just the priest, right?
Yeah, but I don't think he was a priest. He was a high school gym teacher who worked at a Catholic school, I believe.
Okay.
So he was like a religious guy, but I don't think like a priest, actually. Speaking of him, this is his hand-drawn note where he's explaining the entire child ring that he was involved with. So if you take a look at all this, it makes a lot of sense. Like, the top is porno shops, and that guy, Gerald Richards, was working at a porno shop, and that's kind of how he got started in a lot of this. And that branches down to these magazines. Frances Sheldon from North Fox Island wrote for magazines. So did Gerald Richards. That's how they connected through a magazine. And then when you get down here, there are all these different leads, different organizations like, let's see, Hermes, which is another ring in Chicago area. You've got the Church of the Revelation, which Frances Sheldon was involved with. It was one of Frances's shell organizations to promote child. But then all this, you can see all this 8mm picture distributors in California, mail-o-matic operations where they were sending the child out, all these names and processes. This is about to blow your guys' mind though. And you go down here, Charlevoix. That's the town that we're in.
Dude, it just gives me the goosebumps, though.
Isn't that crazy?
So what does Charlevoix has to do with this? That's what we don't know, right?
I don't know. I researched all afternoon for like a
And the
concrete
airport
connection.
is connected to it, obviously, because
Yeah.
everybody flies from Charlevoix to Fox Island, North Fox Island, though.
And look at, you got the airport that's connected, Nels, N-E-L-S, I don't know what that is.
2 times.
Yeah, 2 times. Then you've got, I can just read it better.
3 times. Nell's Witness.
Yeah, Nels Witness. Then you've got the university student, former lover. Then Charlevoix, the town that Frank built. Frank Sheldon.
Yeah. So what town's that?
Oh,
This is Charlevoix. Yeah.
So he built the freaking town.
Yeah.
So how could you just arrest someone who built the town? It's like, this guy is the higher up. He has the higher power. So of course, like, I don't know. It's just insane what the higher ups can do.
It's easier to set up stuff in a town that you
own, right? Yeah.
You know all the ins and outs. You
Yep.
know how to get away with
An
stuff.
airplane sound right then. You know?
Yeah, that's loud too. So one thing I want to bring up, because we were talking about this off camera, is now a lot of people think that maybe the Oakland County murders of those kids may have not been all done by Christopher Bush.
Yeah.
Now we're thinking, like you said, it's like maybe they were all killed by others on North Fox Island, and then Christopher Bush was just the guy dumping the bodies.
Yep.
So now it's kind of changing as we keep going along, which is, it makes more sense.
It does. Cause
It does.
Even remember Timmy wouldn't answer about Christopher. Remember that?
Yeah, and I think that could be because they were friends, though, right? Because they were seen together a few times.
Yeah.
So maybe they built a friendship. So maybe he didn't want to answer because he felt like he's breaking his trust.
It's convoluted.
The whole thing is that there's just a lot. Like, there's a lot to this. You have to connect thousands of different things together with different names just to even understand what's going on here.
I know.
That's why I'm saying this is crazy.
Well, look at this. Here's these are the last things here. This is all Charlevoix stuff. Boy's father, Barry, built North Fox Island. Then the letter M, Frank's or Francis's second car, Michael and Frank, June 76, and then I can't read what that last thing said. And what do those things mean?
It's so vague.
And who wrote that? Who actually wrote this? Was this in jail?
The one guy who was convicted, Gerald Richards, wrote this. And this is him spelling out the pedophile
The high
ring.
school priest guy kind of thing. And
He
he's
did
the one
that
that wrote
once he
that.
got arrested?
Yeah, he did this for the prosecutors to show them how everything was working.
Holy crap.
But I couldn't believe it because we actually ended up flying out of Charlevoix because, you called around a bunch of places and this was the place where the charter could bring us there.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't, come, we were originally going to go to Traverse City.
Right.
But then when I open up this document today, and I see in a huge box with all these arrows pointing to it, Charlevoix, there's something here in town that is connected to all this.
Now, unless it was just because all the higher-ups flew using that airport.
Well,
it could be that simple.
But that's the weird thing is when I was doing my research about planes and flights out of here, there's, I would say, probably 20 airports that surround North Fox Island that we could have gone to.
And none of them else wanted to fly there except this one?
Well, I contacted airports around Traverse City, one out on that other peninsula, and then one here. They were the ones that hit me up first.
That's so strange that we ended up here, and that's on his paper.
And then the first airport that I contacted here, the lady at the front office was like, "Are you guys doing research about what happened on the island?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Oh my god, that's so crazy." It's like I've always wanted to know
so a lot of people
what actually happened out there.
Right? Because it's still thousands of children, what they estimate over, 10 years that it was going on, and none of the actual pedophiles, besides one guy, were arrested. None of the hundreds, thousands of men who were receiving these things.
Well, the other thing is, too, is any of these kids coming out now and talking about it?
Yeah, there have been a couple.
Right. Because I'm just thinking, like, there should be way more. And where is it? Why is it on the news? You know what I mean? Why ain't that anywhere?
There's a reason. Also, the other thing that I wanted to bring up while we were here. So, doing the research, I found out that Timmy King was murdered in a snuff film financed by Francis Sheldon. I'm going to explain some more of it. We both will in our videos because there's a lot. But there was an underground child ring in Detroit that had all these ties, and when these victims later on in life started testifying, or even the perpetrators came out and started exposing other people, it all led back to Francis Sheldon, to the powerful man from Ann Arbor, and back to Fox Island, where who knows what could have happened there. You know what I mean?
I know. Well,
there's no camera. Well, there were cameras, but they weren't filming like things that you'd ever find. Like, there's no security footage or anything. No real, honest testimony from adults about the exact nature of what happened.
Because everyone that ran it were in on it.
Yeah.
So you have no other proof for like another person except kids, and their testimonies. Maybe people don't care because they're young or they could lie, so they don't trust them.
Yep.
So the other thing is too is like all the North Fox Island files are gone.
Oh yeah.
They're gone.
Yeah,
Actually.
Yeah. I told Josh too. Now this is truly something that's in a movie too.
Yeah.
All the files, like we said at the beginning, of Christopher Bush were destroyed in a flood. The
flood.
FBI said. Then also the files from North Fox Island destroyed in a flood as well.
A flood. A flood.
The files from North Fox and Christopher Bush are gone. That's the FBI's official answer.
A flood.
Like, and you would think the FBI took a little bit better care
yeah.
of their documents.
Yeah, you would think so.
Especially if it's about high-profile child
with hundreds of victims and possibly murders tied to it.
But a flood took them all out.
A flood.
I can't.
Francis Sheldon was good friends with an ex-FBI agent too.
Mm.
And that was the other thing to bring up. Francis Sheldon was linked to Christopher Bush. I found this out through a ledger that they discovered.
Okay.
Guess whose book it was in? Well, I think it was Francis Sheldon's. Or it might have been John David Norman. I know that Francis has been connected. I mean, it goes deep. It's connected to John David Norman, another famous ring with thousands of victims, a guy that escaped justice multiple times. It's connected to John Wayne Gacy, connected to Dean Corll, and all these other just sex rings that were going on at the same time. But this is like the apex.
Similar things happened where FBI caught him. He had all of his people who was purchasing child porn from him, and all of it disappeared. Happened 3 separate times.
I'm just starting to think now, after sitting here with you guys on this, that there is way more in this world than I even thought of. 100%. Like, I didn't think about any of this. Like, I always see, like, on Twitter, like, oh, the Hollywood's in on this. There's all these rings going on, all this stuff. I always scroll by and I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever. And I just keep going. But now, after, like, the whole Diddy thing and everything else that's been kind of coming out, and then actually sitting here after the Epstein thing and then this, dude, it's even now actually blowing my mind as someone that's not really paying attention as, like, a normal person doing everything else and hanging with you guys who are actually, like, doing all this. You're opening up my eyes. Well, so this is a crazy thing for me, and even for my channel and for the viewers, because now I'm just like, dude, this world's more sick than I thought. Like,
yeah,
it's dark.
I'd say
it's not all rainbows and butterflies.
It's definitely not, dude.
Maybe in Josh's head.
Yeah, that's how it was. Yeah, not anymore.
But I'll say, we wanted to do this video because this stuff is happening still. Look at Epstein and P. Diddy and all the people that haven't been caught. So the more we talk about this and even look back on previous things and say this was so f***ed up that no justice ever happened, maybe we can raise enough awareness that it gets seriously looked into.
Yeah, this is a start for sure.
Oh, you guys want to cruise around Charlevoix, see if we can find Frank's development?
Mm-hmm. I'm down. We headed out to explore the town and then wait for our rescheduled airplane flight to get on the island. Then we got some news that made us question if maybe someone really was keeping an eye on us.
Well, yeah.
But that's never mentioned before. Why wasn't that a thing?
They mentioned that to me.
Not to me, on the phone yesterday when we were supposed to go. You going? So this is crazy. We just got canceled on second day in a row for our plane flight, which is fucking mental. Because if you look behind us, guys, what do you see?
So many clouds.
Yeah, clear blue skies. The whole rest of the day is supposed to be clear and sunny. So I wanted to just walk you guys through this. They first said yesterday it was low visibility. But Connor, how much visibility did they say they had?
13 miles.
So that's good, right?
That's the perfect conditions for flying.
And you know, because your dad flew. And so.
Yeah, I flew.
All right, you flew too.
Connor knows how to fly a plane.
So what the hell?
So that was enough, and we're like, okay, we'll just spend a night here. We had to rework our entire rest of our trip, spend a night on an Airbnb, lost all of our money in Detroit on the Airbnb we were supposed to have last night. And then today, she says the same thing, low visibility. But then, when I asked her, and I said it's supposed to be clear, sunny the whole day and all day tomorrow. There's not a cloud in the sky predicted tomorrow. She said then that it's because the runway is muddy, and they're worried about landing because it's a muddy runway. And then, I mean, I get it in a way because, yeah, it did rain some yesterday, but it's going to be clear and sunny all day today and all day tomorrow. And then when I asked her, what does that entail? She said, oh, we're not sure we want to go because nobody's landed there this spring.
So after everything.
But she couldn't say it yesterday. She couldn't say it yesterday.
That's what I mean. Yesterday we were supposed to go.
Almost a month ago now, getting this flight set up. And they said that they hadn't had anybody land out there, and now, like, they haven't had anybody land out there this spring. And so they had to go and check in with all their pilots to make sure that this would even be a possibility of something that they could do. And they did. It took a week for them to get back to me. They said, yeah, we can do it. Let's get it all set up. Send us an invoice, which is a lot of money. A whole lot of money. And then now they're just like, oh, no one's landed out there, so we can't do it.
But here's my thing, and this is what I'm thinking. Now, remember yesterday when they asked you, what are you doing on the island? You said what you were doing on the island. And now all of a sudden, it's the muddy runway situation now the next day. So I kind of think it's because of that.
Because it really did not rain that hard either.
No. I mean, bro, look how sunny it is. I need sunglasses on. It's so fucking sunny right now.
Yeah, I did mention when they called yesterday, they asked what we're doing on the island, and I said, we're doing a documentary on North Fox Island. And she's, oh, the pedophile stuff. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Then all of a sudden, 3 different excuses. Fog, and it's really strange because if you actually, I'm not going to show the text because her number's on there.
It's also strange that they're out of Charlevoix Airport. They're the main charter service out of Charlevoix. Or Charlevoix.
Yeah.
And what
Yeah.
airport were they using back in the day?
Charlevoix.
Exactly. And remember the guy who wrote it in a box, airport, and put the arrow to the town?
Yep.
So, I don't know. This is a conspiracy in itself.
It's fucking weird, bro.
Nobody wants us out there. So, what we're actually going to try to do, let's see if we can get a boat.
Yeah.
We're going to this island.
I'm at this point, I'm not leaving Detroit. Well, I'm Michigan until we get there.
I know.
Like, for real.
I'm missing my birthday. Because I want to get out to that fucking island.
Yes.
Well, I'll say also the one thing that's crazy is even in the text this morning that she sent me, it was like, we'll check in and see if we can do it. And then all of a sudden it was the muddy runway where you can't take us today or tomorrow.
No, it was the visibility.
Yeah, the visibility.
Yeah.
And then you told her, well, look, it's going to be clear skies the rest of the day.
Yep.
And then she's like, oh, well, this.
Yeah, and then I said, what about, tomorrow when it's been sunny all day and sunny all day tomorrow. And that's when she said, no one's been there all year, so we don't want to go in unsafe conditions. And I'm like, if that's the reason you're not taking us, why the fuck would you even tell us in the first place to come out here?
If
you're unsafe to land and no one's been there, that's your reason. Why are we here?
Yeah.
Why did we ask you to take us on a fucking flight and you said yes?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's so
No,
crazy,
it is.
bro.
It is. It's bullshit. Now what? So we're gonna go to the marina? The marina? Yeah, let's do it.
Well, it's obvious. I'm not placing blame on the airport or the owners of the air company, anything like that. But it's obvious to me.
It's strange.
Yeah. Something doesn't want us to go to this island. Somebody doesn't want us to go to this island. And it's fucking weird.
Should I bring this in or not?
No, I wouldn't. We
No?
don't want to sketch people out.
Alright.
We don't want to let them know what we're doing here.
That's the thing now,
Yeah,
right?
so I'd put it
Alright.
back.
I got you. I'll just keep it audio for recording. The other side? Is that it? The big lighthouse thing?
We go to the visitor center, see if maybe they can help.
Oh, true. And we just say, hey, we want to spend the day. All right, I'm going to shut this off in a minute. Dude, actually.
Good.
How can I help you?
We are just looking. We actually had a charter plane that was supposed to take us to North Fox Island today. Cancel on us 3 days in a row. So now we're about $3,000 into this trip. We're trying to figure out if there's a guy with a boat that could take us.
You know, I don't know. It's North Fox
Friends and
Island.
family members with
Yeah,
a boat. And that's the crazy thing, we only need like 2 hours.
Yeah, thank you.
We just wanted to hang out and see it. But
Yeah, unfortunately, there's not really even charters right now in the water because it's so new into the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The boats aren't even in the water yet.
So would you have any idea of
jet ski, maybe? Some of you own someone with a jet ski?
I don't. It's so early in the season,
Yeah,
not all the
yeah.
boats are anything in the water yet.
Yep.
Yeah. What airline?
Airways?
Did you try with?
Mm-hmm.
They won't either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because those are the ones.
What about helicopters?
They aren't really around here.
Okay.
Just a Coast Guard every so often.
Gotta be some way.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
It can't be like the restricted island.
It's not. It's just
Yeah.
it's early in the season. There's not a lot of boats in the water. I guess you could probably call around to the marinas and see.
That's what I'm.
Yeah, that's what we were
Honestly,
looking
let's just
for.
park by the marina and see like who comes out. Swear. Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, there might be people, or like call one of like the Irish boat shop or Dry
Okay.
Harbor or something.
That's true.
Irish boat shop.
Because
Yeah.
the marina pin is right here. Is this
The
like-
the marina's just if you go straight down across the main road here, you'll see like a splash pad, and that's where the marina office is.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I don't think anyone's in there right now. So maybe shut this
Well, maybe we can just go down to the marina.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
Just
there's
everybody
people
stand there in
watching
their
boats all
boats.
day, so.
Yeah.
We
Let's
have a
go.
good payment we can make somewhere
Yeah.
to
Whoever-
make this happen.
Or just call like Irish boat shop or Dry Harbor or someone. They might have someone that
Okay.
All right.
needs something to do this afternoon.
All right.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
guys.
No, thank you.
All good. Thank you.
I mean, I got the audio and the clip. Oh yeah, it's gonna cost you, bud. All right, so you heard everything. We're gonna now head to the marinas and just. I feel like we're on like a NPC role-playing side quest game now. For real.
I've never felt
Right?
like this.
Oh yeah, this is my first time doing a vid like this in a while.
Fucking celebrate when we step foot on that island.
Yes. Right here's the little marina, but we're gonna try to go to like a rental company over here somewhere. I mean, dude, this video, I'm so deep in on this, like we said, that we drove up here. This, even coming to Detroit in general, came around for this video as the main video because we were already promised to get on the island. But this was before Colin said, hey, we're doing this video for the documentary for this. Before, it was the whole change. It was like a whole change now in a vibe. So it is a bit weird, honestly. But we're figuring out. He's calling the same company, another company. See if we can get on.
Fox Island. Is there any way we could fly out today or tomorrow?
Only need 2 hours.
It was about a month ago, yeah. Yeah, and I think that was my brother-in-law who called you. His name's Connor. Yeah, they said no as well. Because we're up here and we've invested probably about $3,000 to get all of our stuff up here. And yeah, it's pretty disappointing to have that happen. When she was telling us yesterday that we could launch today, and then all of a sudden today now we can't launch, today or tomorrow. Do you know any other way that it's possible to get out there? But there's a boat on South Fox? Oh. Wow, yeah, it seems like nobody wants to let people on the island. It's crazy. There's no charter boats, no flights. Yeah, I wouldn't assume so. Wow, that's crazy. Well, I guess we are just gonna ask around. Thank you for the help. Yeah, no, I get it. All right, well, have a great rest of your day. Thank you.
Zero. All right, guys, so I found 2 people inside that boat. I'm literally just gonna go right up to them and straight up just ask. Like, I'm just gonna ask if we can get on the island. I'm gonna talk to them right now. I'm gonna keep this in my pocket. I don't want them to know we're filming it. It might be awkward. Hang on, let's see what happens. Hey guys, question for you. I'm trying to find someone that could get me on North Fox Island for 2 hours, and we could pay. What happened? Oh yeah. All right. Would you? Him too? All right. Thank you though. I appreciate it, guys. Do you happen to know someone with another boat? To North Fox Island just for 2 hours. We could pay a lot. Yeah. Hey, thank you. Yep. All right, well, obviously that did not work. They don't want to do it either. It's funny because the guy's buying the boat and the owner was in the boat.
That would be so amazing.
Oh,
I can't thank you enough.
This is great news. Please. Please, something.
Yes.
I come back to greatness, maybe?
Do you need my number? Yeah, this is my cell phone.
Yes, come on. What is this?
All right, I will be sitting and waiting very hopefully. All right, thank you. We might have a lead.
A lead? All right,
Traverse City, she's gonna call.
No way.
Captain she knows.
Traverse City? Okay.
It's only an hour from
That's
here.
not bad.
Fuck.
Yeah. No one's gonna help us here.
No, but
No.
I mean, this is not a good place.
No, it's not a good
She
place.
said she's got a bunch of captains that are in the water already.
Oh, but apparently no one's here in the water.
No.
But there's everyone with their boats out hanging out over there, but it's weird, man.
It's weird.
This
It's
is
May. I feel like May is like
Great time to get your boat out, no?
You know, going out and shit.
There's not a bit of snow.
Oh, no, this is great. Everything's drying up really quick. This little rain that we had. I mean, I don't know.
Let's do a test, actually. Come over here.
Yeah.
Let's just take a look at this grass.
Okay.
Let's see how muddy this grass is.
Okay.
Because it's out in the lake. It's, you know, 18 miles from here. So they got the same amount of rain. Maybe I'll give them a little bit more.
All right.
Let's just see.
Dude, I hope we get on because I'm just thinking of like all the videos we're also gonna get now with the new idea that I'm gonna stay longer, and I'm like, I'm not leaving. Like, we're getting this. Oh, wow! Look how dry that is.
Look, there's no mud.
Just that little dot, and that's just moist. Moist.
It's fucking strange, man.
Really is.
It's literally, there's no mud. Especially after all fucking day today.
I
when
know.
it's sunny the whole day. They're saying there's gonna be mud?
Hey, remember, there was nothing about mud a month before, nothing yesterday when we got turned down about, oh, it could be muddy. Now, they have no excuse, but now it's muddy. They had to add that in.
Once it's tomorrow also, it's gonna be a completely sunny day from beginning of the day to the end of the
They
day.
still wouldn't be able to tomorrow.
Yeah, because it's mud.
Mud, but yeah, when we get on that island, we're gonna go right to that little strip and see how muddy it really is.
That's good.
Yeah.
We need to fucking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Message. We've actually had 3 different flights canceled on us in the last couple days, so we're just like trying to get out there.
And when do you want to go?
Today, if that's possible.
When do you want to come back?
Tonight. Whenever. I mean, we really only are looking to get, I would say, 3 hours of time on the island.
Okay. I'm just trying to do the math here.
Of course.
Okay. Let me. So first of all, you know, it's expensive for me to get up there.
Ask him.
Yeah. What would your pricing be?
What would it include?
What would it be?
Yeah. What would it be? I mean, like, what would you be asking?
Oh, 3,000.
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay. How many are in your group?
It's just 3 of us.
Okay. Let me make a call. I've got to see if I can fit this in.
All right. Yeah, we like I said, we had a plane chartered the last 3 days, and we're up in town actually from Houston, working on a story about Fox Island. So it's like crazy. It's really important that we actually get there. So if you could make this happen, it would be so appreciated.
Let me make a call and call you back.
All right, I will just be sitting here.
All right, are you in Traverse City or Leland?
We're in Charlevoix right now.
Oh, so I'm in Leland.
Yeah, that's we would start heading,
Right now.
your way right now.
I got you. Okay. Let me make a call, and I will get right back to you.
All right, I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
This seems a bit promising, but $3,000.
He's the first fucking guy. I've called easily 15, 20 people.
Yeah.
And you call one guy and they give you another name.
Yep.
I just talked to a guy who was in England who gave me another name. This is the first guy who actually said there's a chance of it happening.
This has been really really fucking exciting. Like, no joke.
I know.
Because the anticipation, the drama, everything. I'm living in a movie while filming the movie.
Yeah.
Like, this is amazing. This is great.
It's stressful as fuck.
It is, though. It really is.
Well,
now we're waiting now, guys. We'll update you in a second.
Yeah, how's it going, Jimmy?
Good. So yeah, we'll get you over there.
Oh man, that is amazing news. I can't tell you how many people we've talked to that have pointed us in so many directions. Man, thank you.
This is crazy.
Yeah. It's not a fun place to go. That's why you're looking so hard.
Yeah, exactly. We're actually doing a documentary about the island to kind of spread awareness of what happened there. So that's why we're really trying to get there to show people, you know, no one talks about it. And there's like, obviously so little justice in the story of the island. It's crazy.
That's fact.
Yeah. So what do we, I guess, yeah, we will just start heading to Leland immediately.
Yep. So you're in Charlevoix. You'll get there around 2 o'clock.
Yeah, it says about exactly an hour. Yeah, exactly 2 o'clock actually. 1 hour 34 minutes.
You'll see Manitou Island Transit. Our boat's docked next to that. It's as far as dropping you off over there.
Yep.
It's going to be just depending on where the best spot is.
Yeah, that works totally fine for us. We can figure it out once we're on there.
Our normal spot at the landing strip.
Yeah, that would be
on the
great.
west side of the island, but
Yeah.
I don't know if we can get there.
Well, I
Let's
guess
swing it.
yeah, we can just figure it out. I mean, just getting there in the first place is going to be the best.
It's a small island. I mean, you can walk the entire thing in an hour and a half.
Perfect.
Perfect.
He said no one likes to go there because of the history.
Yeah, no, he said it's not a fun place.
Yeah, it's not a fun place. Nobody will take us there.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure it's because of that.
Everyone knows the history, dude. This guy does, and this is in Leland, so this is an hour and a half out of this town. So obviously now it's someone that just knows the history, but he'll take us. He's probably not affiliated to around here or anything like that, but we got on the island. But that brings me to my next thing. Guys, if you're liking this video, I have a Patreon. We're spending a lot of money, as you can see, to do this stuff. Check out my Patreon and link in the description down below. Everything you guys donate to me comes right back into this channel, and it means a lot. I'm doing this all for y'all, and obviously raising awareness as well. And also, yeah, shout out to everyone here, because this is a whole team effort. Good shit, guys. Good shit!
That shit really is bizarre, man. I don't know how many places we filmed that and we've never had a place that's so fucking hard to get to. We are pulling down right now onto... If you see a white Jeep, that is us pulling up.
So he's obviously somewhere down here by the dock.
Where should I park?
Anywhere at this point. We're packed, ready to go, and we are in Leland, looking for this guy right now. I don't know if he wants to be filmed, but I'll just keep it rolling for a little bit for document purposes. You know where he is, Colin?
That black truck down by the...
All right. Black truck's down there, so it could be there.
Yeah, I wouldn't roll up filming him in case he's kind of weird about that.
Yeah, he might be. We'll see what's up. Might not be that bad. Oh, what is all these bugs? Whoa! Whoa! Government conspiracy! It's probably him. We got 2 black trucks here. Could be one of them. It's definitely this boat for sure in the center.
Fishing out here. Seriously.
Bugs are crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, clear the water.
Who's the mysterious man that's saving our lives?
Don't trust that pole.
Alright, no problem. Thank you so much, man. Honestly.
How far of a ride is it?
29 miles. It's
29.
probably take us an hour and 40 minutes.
Alright. That's not too bad. What time is it right now? Just so we know. 2:33. So we'll get there on like 4, 5, 6. Alright, that should be good. Literally though, there is no going back now. Like, we're on it. Whatever happens, happens now. Still can't believe this is happening right now, actually. Now guys, as you can see, we're approaching South Fox, which is the bigger island. North Fox is the small one right next to it. But we can see it in the distance way down there, which is super sick. All right, babies! This is it! Only an hour and a half. Not too bad.
We made it.
We really did make it. Wow. We're coming up to it right now. And on this side on the left, that's the South Fox Island, Southern Fox Island, but the north is right here, and that's the one we're doing. It's a lot smaller even right from here. It's a bit windy, but we're making it. And yes, it is actually colder, so it's gonna be freaking cold tonight, but it doesn't matter. I don't care if I only had a t-shirt freaking on. After all this work it took to get here, there is no going back. I don't know if there's a dock or anything. So
there's not.
It looks like we're just gonna, are we gonna get wet, you think? Wow, this is cold. Oh fuck, this is gonna be one of those. We're gonna have to jump, get our feet wet. Whatever, dude, military style. Really foggy out here though, huh, Colin?
Yeah, right.
Really foggy. So the mission now, guys, is to obviously touch ground first. And we're gonna be trekking through this abandoned, pretty much island, and we're gonna be looking for the structures of the old remaining buildings that are left here from the past. I don't even know what they look like because I didn't even Google them because I wanted to be surprised. I'm thinking of just a log cabin anyways, so I mean, this is it. This is some of the crystallis clear, looks like I'm in the Bahamas right now, water I've ever seen.
The crystal is clear.
Crystal is clear.
The crystal is clear.
You don't like that? You're laughing. You like that word.
That was, yeah.
That was good,
funny.
right?
That was really funny.
All right.
Oh, I'm gonna grab it.
See you guys later. This is nuts. You can't make this up. I mean, you literally can't make this up. And there is absolutely no service here, but again, this is the boat. Look at this. My God. This is, guys, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe if you're new here. I'll give you content like this all the time. Patreon as well, please. It was a lot to do this, so come on. It's a lot. Now we're gonna go head out to the area. And like I said, their faces are blurred for a reason. They didn't want to be on camera, but the captain of that boat was saying how he knew Francis Sheldon. He was 5 years old, but his family all knew him. Francis Sheldon actually went into his house because everyone knew him in that town of Leland, and also many others of their family's town, and many other houses along the area. There was a whole community. Everyone knew him. He's been in a lot of people's houses, and no one knew what was actually going on here. They didn't even know. No one knew. It's like when that news came out and what Francis was charged for, the whole island was like, well, the area, everyone's like, oh my God, no way. Really? Like, no one even knew or predicted that was going on here. So this was a really kept, super secret pedophile ring that was happening here. And again, it was so secret, and because there was no because there was no cell service here, because only certain people are allowed on the island, because it was kept so secret and it was away from everybody, they could do whatever they want here and no one will ever know, because it was just the people that worked here, and it was just the kids that were here. No other people, no random people can just walk here, you know what I mean? It was a secret. Same with Epstein's Island. Everything that was happening there. You're getting flown in on this island. No one knows what's happening. That's just how it goes and how it was. So I'm just walking on this trail still. I think I'm going to wait for Colin just in case, but it looks like I just got to keep going this way. But the trails are still here. since then, and it doesn't look too, like, I don't know, destroyed yet or anything. But we're going to keep going further. I do want to check out the actual land strip, but I do want to wait for everyone else, so I'm going to wait for everyone. And this is why they did this on this island. It's so quiet. They got away with anything.
Dude, taking the boat ride out here really puts it into perspective how far away from a city these kids were being brought to. And to sit and think you're literally trapped here with a bunch of pedophiles.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
You can't swim off this island. He even said...
Is that the boat?
It's the boat.
He even said earlier, he's like, you get out in the water right now, you'd last 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's super cold.
And you're dead.
It's like
Yeah.
38 degree water, he said. Or something
40.
like that, 40.
Yeah. After everything we went through and now we're here, it's just insane.
But it's honestly still like such an ominous ride over here.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Shutter Island coming up on the
Yup.
island, like
100%.
And look at the ground, guys. Does it look very muddy to you?
No, let's go find the airstrip too.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
All right. We only got 3 hours on the island, so we got to make use of our time.
Yeah. Honestly, it's $1,000 an hour is pretty much what he charged us. So let's make every minute count. So there's a split. Which way? It looks like you just want to go this way, so I'm just gonna go. Right is always the right way. How do you know? You have Google Satellite?
No, I know.
How do you know?
Because this would be going down the beach. We needed to go up further.
I don't know, because this, I feel like that, I don't know actually. Everywhere doesn't, I think it's all the same.
He's the one that has service.
That one definitely looks more Kent. Like,
Actually.
look at the weeds on that one compared to this.
All right. So when I do urbex,
So just stop.
I
Just
do
wait
use
for
Google
the-
Satellite. All right, here we are. Well, shit. How do I get onto?
Noise.
Damn, it's gonna load, but it's gonna take a little while. Okay, here we are. Holy shit!
Alright.
We have to go this way. Look, we're down here on the. Wait, so wouldn't we be going that way?
Let me see.
See, it doesn't say where we are. It doesn't read my, like,
Yeah, we definitely
compass.
should go this way.
Yeah.
Really?
Because this is going to take us just along the shore. If you think of going that direction, and the airstrip is this direction.
I agree. I think we should go this way. Just after even, 25 minutes in, it's not as dense as I thought it would have been. Looks like we can kind of just walk around anywhere. So again, another 20 minutes in or 10. It's just like hills are everywhere, like paths and little valleys all over here. It is a really beautiful island. We might have an issue. Are we really high up?
Yep.
So we just walked one half of the island to the other. Okay, this ain't too bad. We could go down here. All right, and that means the airstrip would just be right there. So, little bad turn, but we're still going. We just walked all the way to the other side of the island. I don't know how that happened, but it just happened. But now, to be safe, we checked the GPS. All we gotta do is follow this, and at the end of there, that's the airstrip. I feel like we're in Pirates of the Caribbean.
We kind of are.
All right, not bad.
Another.
Yeah, one more. At least you gotta skip it 5 times. Come on, baby, 6 then. Oh, Connor, every skip is probably about $4 a skip with our time. Nice, not too bad.
No way.
First structure, right here used to be steps leading up to an old abandoned house, which is right there. And there's a sign that says keep out on it now. Out really quick. I'm gonna go up this. Okay. Here we go. Oh. Wow, what's this? Hang on. Whoa. Is it an underground bunker? I don't know. Just like a little shed. This could have been anything, actually. Jeez. Oh, no way. One of the cabins. I'm gonna check it out. Oh. Again, remember this was a whole pretty much Boy Scout log cabins were everywhere kind of place. So this is what we're gonna expect to see. Big summer camp. Little bunk beds over there. I'm not gonna go in any of these. I'm just showing them off. This one's nice. The red carpet. Reminds me of the Poconos. You can tell no one's really been in them. All dirt on the windows. Bugs on the inside of the curtains. I wonder, I'm gonna keep following the beach. Get to the airstrip. Fly the drone. Explore it all. Talk more about it. And then we'll take maybe the airstrip back. Just we don't have that much time, so to be safe, instead of getting lost on random trails, this I know guaranteed me bring me there.
Hi, is this the main cabin? Well, this is the only cabin. Kathy Firestone. I wrote a book, The Five Silents North and South. I don't know if you've seen it, but it talks about all of that. I'd like to read that. I'm a Christian, and I know this has been a lot of fond memories, bringing our children here, and you know, there was some very bad things I think going on here. This was the bedrooms that he was using. Yeah. These are 2 bedrooms. There's one on each side. They were using this area too. As you can see, we've made it into we don't come here that often, but we come probably once or twice a month in the summertime. I personally didn't like this place. I don't know if it was because of the bad vibes or what for a long time as a Christian, but I think personally, I'm over that. It is so, I ache for the kids that were taken advantage of.
So I came back down, and I don't even see Colin or Connor anywhere. Unless they're through this corner right there. I don't know where they went. All right, guys, if you look, I'm very close to the airstrip now. I completely lost Colin, and he doesn't have service. I'm lucky because for some reason my phone has been in and out of service. Even though everyone said there was no service here, I'm actually getting some service, which is crazy, but they don't got none. But I am at this airstrip. I'm gonna get on the airstrip and then start looking for where everyone would hang out and the camp was at and things like that. But I really do want to find them. This is where the airstrip is, right here. I found this little path that should bring me there. I don't know where Colin is. Spiders. They said there were a lot of spiders actually on this island. I gotta watch out. And I know there's snakes too. But yeah, apparently, I just hope Colin and Connor's here. Okay, this should be the opening to the airstrip. This definitely has been a journey. I'll tell you that. I had a big ass breakfast, so I'm just burning that off. So many spider webs. Okay, I'm at the airstrip. Wide open plot of land right here. Here we go. Wow. Look at this. Walk over there. I want to read what this is. So here's what everything looks like. This is the North Fox Island airstrip. And then some more rules over here. Now, to give you guys a sense of, this is us. We got dropped off right here. We walked across the other side, hiked all the way through the woods here, and now I walked up here and ended up on the airstrip. I'm gonna go in the center of the airstrip and then kind of like look around and hopefully find everyone and then kind of see where everything's going on. But first, one thing I want to do right now, because I actually don't know where Colin is or anything, I'm gonna go see if this place is actually muddy or anything too. All right, guys, we are in the center of the whole airstrip here on North Fox Island. The airstrip that we actually were supposed to go on, but apparently no company in that town was gonna fly here because I guess it's so bad. We have fresh tracks from other people that came through here recently. There is no mud. It's, in fact, it's dry, pretty much. It is super dry. Like, I don't know, it is dry. There is nothing here, and there was no reason we could not fly here today or even yesterday. It was one thing about there was some fog yesterday, a little bit of sprinkle rain, but today apparently we were gonna fly. But they know what we were doing. We wanted to make this video. Now it's every excuse in the book. Now apparently, oh, like we couldn't fly because it was a wet or some sort of muddy road. I guess this ain't a good spot to land on. Nothing's bad. Then it's like, oh, the pilot doesn't want to do it because there's gonna be some clouds coming. What's going on? You know, they just didn't want a story or something to be done here. They don't want that attention. That's my opinion. But again, I am not a pilot. I don't even know. For all I know, I don't know what I'm talking about. The only thing I know is I just know that there is no mud here and anyone could be driving their car or their plane here. I'm only going by what they're saying to me. And when they say something about clouds or fog, I also don't see clouds or fog. That's all. I don't want to make a conspiracy out of things. In fact, I think a lot of conspiracies are crazy. So I'm not that kind of guy. But it's just like when I'm reading a lot of things, I'm seeing a lot of things happening and I'm going through, I'm like, hey, that's kind of connecting to this. Oh, that's connecting to that. Oh, this is actually making some sense here. I'm just like, okay, I can see where all this is happening. Now, this specific case, there's a lot of evidence and proof that things actually were happening on this island. Of course, even the locals know. So it's different. I'm not like saying, oh, I'm crazy, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I don't even want to be that guy. I'm just saying, like, I'm just reporting or talking about what's already on the internet. But anyways, we're going to keep on going down now, and we're going to see where all the cabins are, or where people are, well, Connor and Colin are. Yep! Let's go. And just to show you the ground myself, I mean, this is the ground. There's no mud. There's nothing. You could do anything you want. It's perfect out here. We're all kind of abandoned and stripped in like the 70s, late 70s, 80s. I don't even see a path here or a building yet. I mean, maybe I should have went to that airstrip sign and went down it to the cabins, but I don't know where to go. I could walk all the way down there first just to see if there's some buildings, or I could try to see if there's a path around here. This looks like it's opening, but nah, nothing really there. I went away for 2 minutes to show that log cabin at the beach. I come right back down and they're gone. Like, can't even make this up. And we only have 2 hours. Where the hell are they? All right, guys, so we walked from one end all the way to the other end, and I see like a little like trail like right around there that looks like it might bring us to something. If I don't see anything too crazy, I'm gonna unfortunately have to walk all the way back to the other side where we just were and follow that path more. Obviously, I'm still looking for any sort of buildings here, but it looks like they might just be all over there. But I want to check everything around here. So just another update. We just walked inside the woods again, back on the opposite side of the airfield, and now I'm just looking to find anything, any kind of cabin in general. If not, if I don't see anything sooner, even then, I need to walk on the other strip and go deeper down there where I think cabins could be. I don't know. I don't know anything about this. I mean, there's a lot of swamps here. This area is more dense and full of trees and things than the other side, though. Hello? I don't get it. Honestly, getting a little frustrated. I don't know where they went.
All right, guys, so we don't know where Josh went. He ran ahead to go do drones, but he's nowhere. Josh! Josh! But this right here, guys. Now, I'm not going to say it with 100% certainty, but I'm 99% sure that this is Frank Sheldon, the pedophile owner of the island's personal cabin. Look over here. I found a newspaper article discussing this island and everything that was happening here, and they had a picture of Frank Sheldon's house on it, and it had a triangular tip, and it said it was on the west end of the island. Well, we're on the west end right now. Here's the triangular tip. I think this is where he lived. But these are the original cabins from the camp where in these rooms children were being molested. That's crazy. They used to just be open.
I think I'm actually getting really close to the beach all over again. I think I'm on the other side of the beach. And if I am, I'm gonna run all the way back. I should be all right. Here's an old sign. Like a fence sign. Wow. This trail's really bad. Trees have fallen and everything. All right, let's see. We're right by the water again, which means most likely I should have went more the other way. I should have just took that trail, the first one by the brochure and stuff. But I'll just show you what the hell's going on. Wow. Right back on the other side of the island. This is insane. Only seen 2 little buildings. All right, we gotta keep going because guys, right now, it is 5:30. I have like an hour and a half. I just heard Colin. He's down there. Yo! Colin, somewhere down there. See, I don't know how we split up or got lost. Could be my fault, but I gotta go catch up to him. I'm going back over there.
Here's Josh.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Bro, what the hell happened?
Where the hell were you guys?
At the place up the hill, right where you ran.
I went up there. I showed off that building that almost looked like it went underground. It kind of did, and I showed off the log cabin. And when I went back down, I didn't see you guys. So I'm like, okay, they must be up ahead. So I went over here, and you guys were just running around. So I was like, shit. So then I come up here. I went all the way down to the end, and then guess what? Not only did I go all the way down to the end, I went to the water on the other side of the island, looking for buildings. Nothing.
All right, well,
So those are the only cabins?
So I only seen those 2, but I think they're down here. I think there's a path that's got to bring us. If not, they have to be right around here somewhere. Dude, I went all the way down. Didn't see any trail on this side at all. So
you didn't hear us yelling?
Yeah, I did. You didn't hear me?
No.
I heard you guys, so I was yelling back. Guess I wasn't yelling loud.
That doesn't make sense though, because we were at the cabin spot for like 30 minutes, right at
that one cabin spot?
Right at that where you crawled up the hill.
That's the guy who built this island. That's his house.
That's
Whoa.
Frank Sheldon's house.
Whoa. That house that we seen, you said that was...
I'm 99% sure it's Frank Sheldon's house. I showed you that newspaper article
Yep.
yesterday with the triangle house.
Uh-huh.
That's what that was, on the west side of the island. And I'm assuming Frank Sheldon would have the beach overlook house, the nicest one here.
And that was the one we just seen. Wow, I looked in and I peeked in. I was like, wow, look at it. And then I went to go try to find you guys. You guys are gone. So I came up here. Like I said, I went all the way down there. I came back. I see no house. So my idea was, okay, they have to be on this side somewhere. I don't.
No.
You checked there too?
No,
okay.
we just walked up the path.
Oh my God! All right,
I walked up you went up and we were up there maybe like 2 minutes after you.
Literally immediately after
Holy
you.
crap!
And
So
you
maybe
were
when
gone,
you
and
went
we
up,
started yelling.
So maybe when you went up, I went down. What's the odds of that? I was just like, oh, I'm already ahead of them. I'll just check it out really quick for a second. Dude, you guys were up there. Oh my God. All right, well, at least we're back. We're back. Now we just gotta find some buildings.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna keep looking down here. There's gotta be something. We only have 20 minutes left before we gotta get back on the boat. But I thought there was more cabins, but there's nothing. I flew the drone, I looked around, I found nothing. It's just, I thought there was more. I really did, and if there is, I just don't know where they are. But like I said, we already went all the way down there. We checked through here. You know, they seen the same log cabin I did the first time, which they think is Francis's, but I don't see nothing. Maybe over here? No, that's just for the, that's just for the porta potty. Solution that there are no more log cabins or anything here, just those two that are left. And if they were here, they're just demolished now, or maybe somewhere deep down in freaking woods that we just don't see. But there was one thing I want to leave you with before we get on the boat. Colin, remember we talked about, I think it was Francis, that maybe there was killings actually done here and they could be buried here?
Yeah, some people theorize online that since the FBI could never officially obtain a search warrant for this place, which is fucking crazy to me that they never thoroughly searched this entire island, ever. That's never been done.
To this day?
To my knowledge, yeah.
Yeah.
But that means that they never brought cadaver dogs here. They never brought a forensics team. They never even brought like detectives to comb over the island, once again, to my knowledge.
And that's because they couldn't get the warrant.
Couldn't get the warrant because it was a privately owned island, and obviously there's a lot of corruption in this case, so I don't think they ever really wanted to get the warrant in the first place. They sat on Francis Sheldon's warrant for like days. I want to say it was like a couple of weeks, possibly even a month. I can't remember. But they sat on the warrant long enough to give him time to go to his offices, empty all of his filing cabinets, destroy all of his documents, and flee the country. So obviously they weren't jumping to come get a warrant to search this place.
Damn.
Because they could have been in on it. You don't fucking know. There's a lot of cases where local authorities are in on these sorts of things.
Yeah.
But they think Francis may have been financing snuff films that were produced here. Snuff being a video where someone's murdered on camera.
Jeez.
And that those bodies might be here. And who knows, it's a pretty big fucking island.
And there's swamps, there's anything, dude, they could dump any of the bodies here. And they'll never get caught.
Who's the last person that's walked through that deep forest right there?
Yeah, exactly. That's what
Not
I mean.
us.
No one.
It's probably been since the 70s since someone's been back there.
Honestly.
It's true. Boat guy is just straight down there.
Oh, it feels good out here.
Yeah.
Man.
After being like so hot. Oh my God. What a mission.
At the end of this, I'm gonna say I'm walking away with more questions than answers. Boys and girls were trafficked here. The random names we got. The snuff films. The unsolved potential of this being linked to the Oakland County child killings. And Christopher. This is one of those videos that eats your soul when you sit here and think. Like, pedophiles and criminals like that, their ultimate goal is to destroy the innocence of youth and of children. And not only that, but they're turned on by that sick shit. And to know that that happened to hundreds of children here, how the fuck has the government not solved this or charged the people? How the fuck did this just go under the radar?